to McKellar Park as Canberra United take on Melbourne City in round 15 of the Liberty A-League. And at first glance, it could look like a standard top versus bottom game, but it's a battle between the two high-scoring teams in this competition, all but guaranteeing goals. With the Golden Boot leaders Vesna Milivojevic and Michelle Heyman, plus the plethora of goal scoring that Melbourne City boast. I know for certain it's going to be a hot affair in the nation's capital, and I'm joined today by young Matildas coach Leah Blaney. Leah, welcome. A lot riding in this game. What are you expecting from today?
Huge game for both sides today. I predict it to be end-to-end. There's so much talent on the pitch for Melbourne City in multiple positions, and we know the goal-scoring ability of some of these Canberra United players.
And a look to how Canberra United will line up this afternoon. And a couple of changes made by Njegoš Popovic, the lineup that lost 2-0 to Wellington last week. Nikki Flannery rejoins the starting 11 after missing the last game due to a minor groin complaint. Alex McKenzie gets the nod to start in defence as Holly Murray drops to the bench and Maddie Goodall drops out of the matchday squad entirely. And huge news out of Melbourne City with Lizzie-Anne Proulx and Caitlin Torpey not travelling with the team as they are awaiting international transfers that I've been told will smash the current record for an outgoing A-League women's players. Melissa Barbieri starts in goal for the first time this season, and goal-scoring threat Amina Ekic returns from suspension. And there is Melissa Barbieri, her first start this season, first minutes. And Rebecca Stott leading out the Melbourne City for the last time this month because she'll be off to Olympic qualifiers with the football Ferns.
Yes, her and Wilkinson, as well as Ruby Nathan for Canberra United, named in the recent football Ferns squad, which is an exciting time for Olympic qualifiers for New Zealand.
And a massive crowd here, building here at McKellar. We've seen great numbers throughout the season in the Liberty A-League. The nation's capital really getting behind their team.
Huge crowd. Every season, full house. Really, really tough place to go and play if you're the away team.
Both teams making their way out onto the pitch. And a lot of talk about the goal-scoring opportunities for Canberra. What about their defence, Leah?
Sarah Clark, she's been a fantastic addition for this Canberra United squad. She's a US import. She's played her trade over in the NWSL and quite successfully in their Challenge Cup in previous seasons. Just the experience she brings to this Canberra United backline, her passing ranges are sound. I think she's been a really good signing.
And trying to shore up the defence, really trying to... You've worked with a lot of these Canberra players who have come through the young Matildas team. What does having experienced head make a difference here?
Yeah, correct. It's incredibly important that there's a more experienced player. We've got a player who's very, very young in goal for Canberra United, and to Clark's left and right, under-20s players as well. So just having her in that back line, marshalling her guidance on and off the pitch, it's enormous for our youth players.
And a team full of stars in this Melbourne City lineup, but who are you looking out for today?
I love that Amina Ekic is back in this matchday squad. She's such an exciting player. She's both-footed. Melbourne City have made a true investment in her as a quality international that they want to continue with in multiple seasons in this league. And again, just every time she gets the football, you think something's going to happen.
She's on a brilliant goal-scoring run at the moment, scoring 4 in her last 6 games. What else can she bring for the team as well?
She just brings so much experience. She's a Bosnian international. She's also played for the US under-23s as a youth player. So just having her out there, she brings a bit of calmness and composure to that front third when it's needed at times, as well as recognises when she needs to be direct and go towards goal.
And a look to the referees for today's match. The central referee is Beck Mackey, and the assistant referees are Delphina Shakespeare and Maggie Price. The fourth official is Molly Gotzel. Melbourne City, final words before they make their way out onto the pitch. A disappointing loss to Western United last week, 3-1. They're coming off the back of a 10-day break. They'll be raring to go in this game.
Definitely important 3 points City will be chasing today. They don't like losing, not like any team does, but they are top of the table, and with some of the results yesterday, teams are getting closer.
And a former Canberra United Academy prospect in Laura Hughes now lining up against her former team.
Definitely think she'll be fired up today against her former team, and probably a lot of fans in the crowd. Maybe they're in those half jerseys, half Canberra, half City, given that she is a Canberra United product, Hughesy.
And Jegoš Popovic, he said this game today is a massive opportunity. They've been, especially as City has been challenged by teams in the lower part of the table. He's really asking his players to step up and prove themselves all week. And Dario Vidicic said the performance against Western United last week was just simply not up to standards, and expecting a lot more from his players today and looking for a better performance. We are underway. Melbourne City kicking to the left of your screen, their traditional light blue kits. Ross Barkin. Holding the ball for quite some time. Stott opting to introduce Barbieri for her first touch of the season. Chinema. And a slow and steady start from City, looking to build up like they have so often throughout the start of the season. A quick intercept from Grove. But Ekic looked like she was away for the moment. Guarded out in the end by Devon Jackson. Ekic to Chinema. Rasparkin, captain Matilda. Building valuable minutes after injury. Now Garlich through to Policina. And offside in the end, but first real push forward we've seen from either team.
And you can see the intent from Vidicic today in terms of how he's lined up with his back three intact. Historically, sometimes they start in a four and Otto actually steps into midfield. They've got her in there from the get-go, and you can definitely see that it's going to be an aggressive attempt tactically today by Melbourne City with numbers forward.
Milivojevic out wide to Jackson, but no one in the green of United there to support her. Milivojevic saying that was all, should be a Canberra throw in. Chinema for attempt 2. Clark. Clough. Running onto the ball, impeding danger from Hannah Wilkinson. A little touch there from Flannery through Grove, but battle there between Garlich and Grove. And now Grove trying to chase down her young Matilda's teammate. One back, and Milivojevic now on the run. Flannery. Canberra opt to reset and enjoy some composure. Clark and Clough content to pass between the two of them for the moment. Touch from Flannery to bring the ball down. Mackenzie playing in a bit more of an advanced role than what she has been previously seen on throughout the campaign. Clough over the top, and Michelle Heyman is there to meet the ball of the run. Sneaking back heel, but straight to the feet of Otto. Chances, an opportunity to move forward, goes begging from United. Milivojevic thought she had an opportunity to go away with the ball. Otto. Out wide to Ekic. Taking on the young Bertolicio. Chinema there for support. Ekic now. Ekic running towards goal. Amina Ekic unable to get the shot away. And last-ditch defending there from Canberra. And now an opportunity for Jackson pushing forward. Hughes being right up against her. Canberra retain the ball. Sandwich Floody. Grove finds Flannery at the turn, unable to get away with it. Shouts from the crowd, potential free kick, but no foul given by Beck Mackey. McKenna. Ekic. Surveying options, the sides go back to Chinema. Teams really seem to be holding on to the ball at the moment.
They are, and you can see this Canberra United outfit. They're sitting a little bit deeper. So for Melbourne City, it's going to be about patience and picking their times to play forward, but they need to make sure that their ball speed is quick in that moment as well.
And touch from Mackenzie betrays her. So Canberra will have a throw in an advanced area. Garlich. Very exciting prospect, scored 5 goals already this season. Otto. City looking to play within themselves. Ball threaded in to Policina, but again, that technical ability from Heyman, able to break up play where needed.
And these are the moments that Melbourne City need to change sides quickly. Chinema right now, if she can attack this space as she is, it's going to put Melbourne City in a more advanced position where they're truly playing in the front third.
Chinema and Ekic playing between themselves. Pressure applied by Tegan Betalisio. Policina finds Wilkinson out wide. Garlich back to Wilkinson. And again, the offside is called. They got quite a few of them early in last week's game as well. They'll really need to look to adjust.
Yeah, Wilkinson just needs to look across the line there and time her run a little bit better. It's actually a really clever little combination play between her and Garlich on that left side, and it's definitely going to be an avenue for Melbourne City to break what is a fairly narrow and compact defence of Canberra United right now.
Clough out wide to Grove. That through ball for Flannery. Sparkin first in the foot race. And looking at the numbers prior to this game, looking at the amount of passes the team has, Melbourne City are so far and beyond any other team as well. Milivojevic in there for the fight, but concedes the foul in the process.
They definitely are. They've got some excellent technicians. They've got a clear playing style that they attempt to execute week in, week out. And you can tell by Dario Vidosic's pre-match comments around the performance, that's what Melbourne City are concerned with and looking to build on.
Chinema and Otto combining heavily. Sparkin now. Garlich. And quickly into play. Helen Clough really being forced to come out and meet that ball to stop any impending City attack. Looking at very early possession starts, but something we've come to expect in these City games, 68% to Canberra's 32.
Definitely expect that from a Melbourne City side, and in terms of Canberra United, we know that they're a team that typically hit teams on the counter-attack. So in terms of them breaking at speed and attacking space left vacant, if City put numbers forward, that's something City going to have to be mindful of.
Mina Ekic trying to control the ball still. Ekic back out to Policina. Policina loads up for the shot, blocked by Clark. And Wilkinson with acres of space by herself, and Chloe Lincoln. Oh, isn't she a star of the future, this Chloe Lincoln?
Oh, that's a fantastic save by Chloe Lincoln, and we've seen it week in, week out for this Canberra United side. She's helping keep these score lines down. She comes out big. She makes herself available because she's on the front foot, and quite difficult to poke something in the angle that Wilkinson had in front of her given the goalkeeper's positioning.
So the first corner of the game going the way of Melbourne City. Ekic, high delivery. Floats over the players. McKenna will look to use Hughes to open up again. McKenna now, high cross. But doesn't really cause any danger in the end. Tisha McKenna missed last week due to injury, back in the starting 11 today.
Really good to see Letitia line up for City. She just adds another dimension to this City midfield. Her striking ranges are excellent, despite, I'm probably jinxing it now, the off-balance attempt we just saw.
City looking to play out from the back once more. Garlich. Back and forth, and now look, the switch is on. Chinema loves to take players on and run into space. And Ekic trying to link up once more with Chinema, but Sarah Clark first to the ball. Headed out by City, trying to slow down the attack. So lots of end-to-end stuff that quite being built up slowly and surely.
Definitely is, and it's going to require patience by City. The game isn't won necessarily in the 11th minute. If Canberra are going to sit in and City are going to create half chances in this front third, it's going to take time to break this Canberra United squad down.
Ekic immediately back to Barbieri. And spoke about the possession, but also that in turn the passes that Melbourne City are choosing quite often, short passes, 90% accuracy to start this game. Canberra doing well to keep hold of possession here. Lots of hard press from City, just influencing their choices. And a bit of a push in the back there from Chinema and Jackson.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a silly challenge by Naomi Chinema there. Again, it's not in too dangerous area of the field. I think for Naomi there, it's quite clear-cut that she just needs to jump up straight. You can see she comes in with that trailing arm there that's a little bit unnecessary.
But a very important player to Melbourne City, despite how young she is. Debuted at the age of 16 for them.
Extremely talented player. Her passing ranges set her apart from her peers, and that's what she adds to this Melbourne City squad.
Clark, long delivery. Man, too long for any Canberra player to get on the end of it. And now the lurking presence of Canberra. They've been known to score a goal or two from this press. But the passing accuracy of Melbourne City, they're able to break it apart. McKenna. Back out to Sparkin. The long ball over the top, aimed for Wilkinson. In the end, Canberra just slow down the play. Milivojevic, Grove. Wrong direction to where Flannery was running. Come to expect a lot of link-up play on this near-side flank from Grove, Flannery and Milivojevic this season.
I think it's definitely one of the preferred ways of Canberra to build up, and as you saw in the last action, they're just not on the same page. Milivojevic probably isn't in the same form she was at the start of the season.
Ekic now just dancing on the edge of the box. Amina Ekic, could this be her return from suspension? Takes a deflection. City get a very valuable second corner of the game. Daniela Garlich, we saw her score a hat-trick a couple of weeks back. She has the talents. And
as you can see with Ekic, she's a both-footed player, so even though she's playing on the right, she's able to cut inside and attempt to get a shot off, which is something that Canberra United are going to have to be aware of with Ekic throughout the match. She can be very, very dangerous in those areas.
Policina standing over the corner. And head down from McKenna, but not towards goal. Hughes, high delivery. And Otto was rising, but Chloe Lincoln in safe hands of Chloe Lincoln. Now Canberra have the opportunity for the counter. And we will have a drinks break here. Quite humid conditions here in Chloe Lincoln.
Yeah, and you can see in the young keeper's face, it was the right idea. She's brave to come off her line. She's on the front foot. She collects it quite well against the oncoming Otto. And I love the idea that she's trying to be quick in transition. It's just the quality of the execution with that drop kick.
But opening 15 minutes of play, not too many clear-cut chances from either side. We'll have a quick look at some replays from the game so far.
Yeah, and you can see the quick catch and kick by Lincoln, and look, you can see what she's trying to do, and I love the bravery and the positivity of this young goalkeeper to play forward.
Some very positive football. What do you think is being said here by Dario Vidicic to his players?
I think Vidicic is just going to call for a little bit of patience with his squad. As I've touched on, the game's not won in the early stages of the match, and if Canberra United are going to sit in and City are going to maintain most of the possession, it's about them being patient, quick ball speed, making sure they are clinical when the moments present. And for Canberra on the other side, how long can you be this disciplined for? That's going to be key for them, because right now they're quite well set up defensively and very well organised.
And heading back on to restart the play. And play restarting with the throw from City. Heyman now taking on Rasparkin. Heyman, low delivery. Hughes will have to beat the oncoming players. Garlich. And Milivojevic using her physicality. Ball falls to the feet of Heyman, and a free kick given the way of Canberra. So Canberra coming out of that drinks break absolutely raring to go.
Yeah, and you can see the tenaciousness of young Hughesy against her former teammate, somebody who's guided her throughout most of her career. I love that she's not taking a backward step, and it's all in good sport as well.
Milivojevic. High delivery. Just past the head of Michelle Heyman. Clark first to the ball. To try and take on the City defenders, but Amina Ekic and Rasparkin playing the ball so easily between themselves. Ekic now with acres of space. And goes for the smart option to try and allow her teammates to provide some support. That little deflection from Heyman falls to the feet of Milivojevic. She spins on the ball, but fancy footwork doesn't get her far. And look at the shots of the game so far. None for Canberra, 5 for City. Ekic now. I mean, Ekic, she attempted a shot not too far from here before. Another corner the way of Melbourne City.
And Ekic is definitely having some success down this right-hand side and getting into good positions. I think now it's a little bit about her decision-making. If she's able to dink the ball far post in these moments, you can see that she's obviously trying to go end line and then cut the ball back to a McKenna or a Garlich. But if she gets a head up, she's actually got Policina in space on the opposite side or the top of the 18.
Ekic, high delivery, looking for the head of Wilkinson. Glances past, in the end it will be a goal kick. And Hannah Wilkinson, she's scored 6 so far this season for City. 3 players sitting on 6 goals for City at the moment. Really, so much talent amongst them.
Definitely got multiple players that can get on the score sheet, and I think that's been a massive strength of City when they've had injuries and those kind of things as well. Anybody can come in and have a good game impact.
Hughes down to Garlich. Both Clough and Grove trying to push her out wide. Grove stopping the ball. The challenge is on for Canberra. Ball over the top, Milivojevic, the foot race between the two. But defence has been so strong on either end of this pitch at the moment. Otto. Involves McKenna through the centre. Ekic once more, little ball, no delivery. Policina, but cleared away by Canberra in the end.
And that's clever defending by Canberra to make sure that the deeper run by Policina is actually tracked as a midfielder there into the box.
Chinema, Ekic. First touch from Hughes just in front of her. Opts to go back to Ekic once more. McKenna back and forth with Spartan. And Michelle Heyman again, just able to get a crucial tap or foot in every single time. Just causing little bits of havoc here and there. Otto opts for the safe option through Barbieri. Now that link-up play on that right-hand side for City. And Tegan Bertolicio, the youngster. Almost winning ball back for her team there. Was just 17 years of age and playing as a player like Amina Ekic. Massive task for her today.
Oh, a huge task for Bertolicio, but as we've seen throughout this A-League, she's played a lot of match minutes and been thrown in the deep end on numerous occasions, and she stood up at times against some really quality players.
Stott squares the ball for Rosbakken. Central defenders getting involved now. And that ball is on for Michelle Heyman. She can push it forward. Only her and Otto between the goals. Barbieri just going back on her line. Michelle Heyman goes for the low shot, but doesn't really trouble Barbieri in the end.
It doesn't. Barbieri's covered that near post really well, so it's a difficult angle. These are the opportunities where we're going to see Canberra create chances or little half chances, though. When they're sitting in this deeper block and they're able to break at pace, you can see Heyman, she beats Otto on the outside, and then it's just a little bit of a tough angle there. Given that, she has no support, so Canberra need to get numbers forward and quicker so she's not as isolated.
Yeah. Biggest attacking threat we've seen so far, and Cullen Clough trying to run to that ball, beats Garlich beats her to it, but unable to control the touch. Shouts for a foul there for that little interaction between Sparkin and Milivojevic, but no love lost.
It's a really nice little passage of play by Melbourne City to change sides, the support off the ball, the angled passes, really clever.
Erkic, Polosino, both getting involved. Polosino from distance takes a deflection, and again another corner, the Wave City.
And the Melbourne City build-up is there. They're breaking down this middle third quite easily. You can see they're playing mini-game with numbers around the ball and short, sharp, angled passes and whatnot. It's just this final third with the decision-making, a little bit more patience and a little bit more clinic, whether they're delivering or shooting.
Erkic opts for the short corner, but doesn't have paying off. Ball from Polosino, just having a bit of miscommunication, but just touching on what you were just saying there, Leah, they're able to really break down the middle, but is it, do they need to look to goal more often? Is that the decision-making potentially?
I think given the narrowness of Canberra, how they're playing around right now is the answer, Georgia. It's just that final pass, whether it's a dink pass, far post. I think they're looking for the closest option, whether it's a shot or the nearest player supporting, when I think if they can get players running in from that opposite side, far post, then that's the area to exploit.
Devin Jackson just on the ground, taking a little while to get up, but able to rejoin the game. City back at their possessive best. The build-up play from the back. His preferred right-hand flank. Erkic and Chinema combining once more. Sparkin now up to the challenge. Opting to go through the centre. Michelle Heyman enclosing on her space. The through ball in, but no player there for support.
It's not a bad idea by Rosbach, and you can see Clark actually just blocks the run of Polosina there, which is smart defending. It's a ball that she couldn't intercept, so if you can impede the forward runner without fouling, it's actually quite clever with her defensive action there by Clark.
And we spoke about it pre-game as well, about, being one of the players to watch for this Canberra lineup, and that's probably one of the instances that she should be rewarded for.
Definitely a little bit more maturity, a little bit more experience, that when you are caught out with some of your positioning, how can you prevent forward runs? That's all going to be in the locker of somebody with NWSL experience like Clark.
Back and forth, possession just keeps changing through the centre of the pitch. Ball to Garlich, just out too far wide. But this battle between Garlich and Tasha Grove, and arms tangle between Garlich and Flannery. Play continues on. Lots of shouts from the crowd about that little entanglement.
Oh, it's McKellar Park. There's going to be shouting all game, which I don't mind. The fan base at Canberra getting behind their squad is superb. It creates a tremendous atmosphere.
And Barkin just almost standing on the ball for the moment. Patience that City has. Heyman is trying to be squeezed out by Polosina and by Hughes. Pelissier back to Stanish-Floody. Canberra now looking to switch up play and go to the other side through their central defenders. Clough Finds in the end Heyman. And that through ball in for Flannery. Flannery one-on-one. And Barbieri. Very good save to deny Canberra an opening goal.
And we talk about Melbourne City's possession a lot, but that's a sublime little piece of build-up by Canberra United, who have shown glimpses of this throughout the season. The final pass by Heyman, she's on the half turn so she can play forward. It's well weighted, the proactiveness of Flannery to make the forward run, and now it's just about her being clinical.
So both teams now really having some decent shots for this game as we approach that 30-minute mark of play. And Heyman getting into that physical contest with Ross Barkin. Wilkinson really couldn't intercept the pass. Ball out wide to Jackson. Start just guarding it out. Hughes to stop once more. Clark using all that NWSL experience to just win the ball off Wilkinson. Now Canberra pressing forward once more. Milivojevic trying to dance past Hughes. Milivojevic.
And you can see Flannery with her hands up far post, and I don't blame her. In terms of Milivojevic there, decision-making in the front third of late, she's gone for the shot when she's got Flannery far post available. I think it needs to improve in those moments right now.
Sitting at 9 goals at the moment for the season, you know, equal top with, you know, her compatriot in Michelle Heyman and now Rachel Lowe, who scored yesterday for victory, but hasn't been on that run of form since we saw her pick up that injury in the Brisbane Roar game where she scored a hat-trick. She scored 1 goal since then, but she scored 8 in opening, you know, 10 rounds.
It definitely hasn't been in the greatest of form most recently, and this is a story of a younger player as well, right? There's going to be inconsistencies throughout a season for Milivojevic.
But also another drinks break here, so both teams have had some chances. We'll have a quick look to what we've been able to witness so far in this game.
It's a great little attempt by Wilkinson to position herself central, and then obviously the first touch. But Chloe Lincoln, she's a wall at the moment. She's big and makes it very difficult.
This opportunity then from Heyman, all by herself. Goes out wide, difficult angle to try and cut back in, and no issue for Barbieri.
And you can see the weight of the final pass again by Heyman, and similar to Heyman's attempt with Flannery there, Barbieri does a really good job of covering that near post, so it does have to be a cut back to a central runner or an available teammate in that moment.
And that play is just... Beck Mackey has called the players back onto the pitch. Heyman scored 2 weeks ago. Of course, Canberra going down 2-0 to Wellington Phoenix. Cote Rojas unable to put away the penalty after the Phoenix keeper, Riley Foster, was sent off. So haven't scored now for 2 weeks. There haven't really been many games that they haven't scored in this season. They've been prolific scorers, just unable to keep a clean sheet so far.
I think too, Georgia, today with the drinks breaks, it actually suits Canberra United more so than Melbourne City in terms of momentum. Melbourne City want the ball in play quite regularly. They want to control the game, and that momentum actually gets broken with the drink breaks that are completely necessary in these conditions.
Grove, Flannery, little headed flick on. Sounded Floody over the top, but flag is up against Milivojevic. To the shots on target. Canberra now 2-1 against City. Just those recent opportunities in the previous 15 minutes of play, just having more shots on goal. Sparkin back to Barbieri. Chinema with space and room to move. Long ball over the top, but swarm of Canberra players there first. Mackenzie, out to Berlusio. Well, tap on and the run is there, but in the end, Berlusio just couldn't get onto it. Milivojevic in that battle on the ground with Hughes. Absolutely no love lost there between the two of them.
Yeah, and you can see in the aftermath a little bit of commentary from Hughesy on it. Look, she's a gritty player. She's been dispossessed, so she's obviously you know, just done what she felt she needed to in that moment to win the ball back from Milivojevic. But yes, it is a foul.
Well, eyes were there for Flannery, but now City could be away here on the counter. Paulson under control it with her first touch in the end. Couldn't control it with the follow-up ones either. Skims off the back of the head of Heyman, directly at the feet of Otto. Chinema. The aim was Erkic, but too far in the end.
And a little bit sloppy, Melbourne City, with their passing at the moment. You can see some of the ideas when they are trying to get the ball wide, but just whether it's an off-hit pass or people aren't in positions early to create with, causing an issue.
And Michelle Heyman, plenty of space to go. Michelle Heyman, will she aim for the shot? And she opens the scoring for Canberra United at home against the league leaders. Something out of nothing. That is the Michelle Heyman way. She is inevitable.
A Michelle Heyman goal written all over it. Against the run of play a little bit. She finds herself in open space, and we know that if she's in a central position, more often than not in front of goal 1v1 with a goalkeeper, Michelle Heyman is going to score.
A clinical striker like no other. Goal 104 in the Liberty A-League.
And she does really well to use Stott's momentum against her to evade that first defender and then beats Otto. And again, she just gets her head up, takes her time. You can see the attempted strike. It's low, it's hard, and it's just inside that far post.
And, you know, talking about against the run of play, Canberra only have 30% possession as well. So really taking their moments when they can.
They certainly do. It has Canberra United written all over it. You know, a bit of a counter-attacking moment and just making the most of their opportunities.
So as it stands, it is the bottom of the table, Canberra United leading the league leaders, Melbourne City 1-0 in the 38th minute of the game.
And that's difficult to come back into for Melbourne City when you're playing against a team that's set a bit of a deeper block, and it can be a little bit frustrating to go 1-0 down amongst all of that. Does make the hill a little bit steeper to climb.
And of course, Michelle Heyman's 10th goal of the season. Now Flannery looking to keep it in. Acres of space in front of her. Can Flannery make it too? Squares it low, just put out wide, and near Sandwich Bloody. And it's a second goal for Canberra United. And just like that, they're up 2-0 up. And a second goal in the Liberty A-League career for Mary Sandwich Bloody, the former Sydney FC player. And Barbieri, the onslaught has happened from Canberra in just the most recent minutes.
Superb finish by Stanic Floody. She's a central midfielder, so it's a run from deep, and she's positioned very well at the top of the 18. She's an absolute little technician, so you can see she gets her head up and she picks her spot. For the initial action, the speed of Flannery, great first touch inside. You can see the run of Heyman. It disrupts the defence, and Stanic Floody is just there with her non-dominant foot to finish in that bottom corner.
And, you know, I feel like it was only seconds ago I was saying, can't believe that the bottom team is up 1-0 where we are. But now Canberra up 2-0. And, you know, a lot of chat about you know, the Milivojevic's, the Ekic's, the Garlich's in this team, which itch on the pitch is going to score, and it was Stanic Floody in the end. Now City 2-0 up. What can they do? Will they try and get a very valuable goal or two before they hit the halftime sheds? Garlich and Grove, my money is on that battle all day long. Just can't draw my eyes away from it. Those two brilliant young players. And look again to that possession, 70% to City, just 30%, but 2-0 is the difference at the moment.
City definitely dominating, but it's what you do with that possession, Georgia, that counts. And at the moment, Canberra are more clinical in executing their game plan.
Youngster, second goal of the season, scored at home here against Brisbane as well to get her maiden goal in the league. Enjoying all the minutes that she's been able to get in this Canberra side.
Definitely been tremendous for Canberra United. On the ball, Stanic Floody, she pulls the strings in midfield for them as a very young player. Her passing ranges are exceptional, and it's great to see her rewarded on the score sheet.
Policina now for the corner, and Lincoln took 2 bites of the cherry to bring it down safely, but the safe hands of Chloe Lincoln. Heyman out wide to Grove. Feet of Milivojevic. Now to Flannery. We've seen this move so many times from Canberra before, but at the end, she just can't control it. Moves over the line. Very dangerous.
And you can see on the City corner, far post zone is left quite free. That the last 2 or 3 of Melbourne City players actually made first contact. So the goalkeeper does quite well there with the second phase of that. But for Canberra United, they do need to look at that far post zone being exposed.
Wilkinson on the run. Crucial tackle there from Clark. Ekic just wanting to get the ball moving. Hughes. Ekic once more. And I think the aim was Wilkinson, but the hands belong to Chloe Lincoln. Lots of involvement for her in this game, both her and Ekic as well. That was always going to be conceded by Ross Barkin there, and it kicked the ball away as well. Talking to from Beck Mackey. But Canberra in no rush. There's only a couple of minutes left of this first half before we go into stoppage time.
And you can see the smile on Carly Rosbacken's face. She's a Canberra United product. You can hear the Canberra crowd giving her a friendly boo that was a cheer probably 18 months ago.
Stott. The run is on for a compatriot, a football fan compatriot Wilkinson. He's back to Ekic. We're sandwiched in from the Canberra defence. And Stott read the play. Little interplay between Stott and Ekic. City just trying to beat it first to every ball, no matter which direction it's going in. Sasha Grove saying that should have been her ball there.
That's good 1v1 defending by Sasha Grove. She's coming up against a dribbler, so she's going to have to stay on her feet and make sure that she's well positioned in those moments like she was.
A little bit of a shirt tug there from Heyman on Otto, but Garlich back to Chinema. Wilkinson heads it down to Stott. Now Rebecca Stott. Again, City just retaining possession where it counts. Ekic. A little high pass. Headed away by Clark, but they continue on. It will be a corner in the end. Rebecca Stott really getting involved in the attacking phases for City at the moment.
And this is why she's a captain and she's a leader. The Chips are against Melbourne City right now. They're trailing the game. So she's trying to take the game by the scruff of the shirt and get involved and make something happen. And it just exemplifies her leadership qualities.
Policina. High. The header goes backwards off the head of Stott. The City keep possession in their attacking third. Stott now. But Clark tries to just make sure she safely guards that ball out of play. So there will be an additional 5 minutes added on in this game. We've had a couple of drinks breaks. Not too many stoppages outside of that, but arguably plenty of time for City to get back into it. Or, on the opposite hand, Canberra just could extend their lead at this point.
We did say we thought this match was going to be end-to-end, Georgia. So definitely lots of time left for both sides to score up either end.
And here comes Milivojevic. A strong defense from Chinema. It will be a throw the way of City. Saw an Instagram post from Naomi China posting with some young fans that said the Great Wall of Chinema. She is that sort of defender for them.
And you can see now in her chase down of Milivojevic, she gets her body in front and she's actually quite clever to play it out off Milivojevic, so City get the throw in.
Grove trying to get in between the legs of Garlich. Heyman back out. Strike there from McKenzie. Flashes wide in the end. But Canberra still peppering towards that City goal. Spartan to Ekic. No space given to her to make that little turn from Delicio. Ekic versus Clark. Ekic continues on, but Clough there just to ensure that ball goes out of play.
That's good defensive cover by Clough there. Bertolicio caught out slightly with Ekic making that outside in run there, and her counterpart central defenders just able to get across and clean that up.
Ekic hitting the side netting in the end.
And look, Chloe Lincoln's not going to be in too much of a rush right now. Canberra United have a little bit more of the momentum. They're going to want to go into this half-time break up 2-0.
Eating up as many valuable seconds as she can. Acres of space for Clough. Little tap on from Grove, but misjudged decision-making there, potentially.
Oh, look, I think poor pass quality. She needs to lock her ankle there and really make sure that she makes good contact.
Brought down by Milivojevic. Jackson in the centre. Gunnery out wide, where we've seen her do so much magic in the past, and Garlich just standing tall to get a deflection in that ball. So, entering the final minute or so of play for this first half. Canberra looking to condense the space, keep it in this attacking half for as long as they can. Start asking from the ball from Barbieri. Now here comes Ross Barkskin. And the goal kick, I assume we won't see too much more action after this, with Lincoln trying to use up as much time as possible.
And I think for City at the moment, it's just a little bit of care with that final pass, and they are struggling to create width, breaking out of that box midfield shape. So it's just a bit more patience, and can they try and get Policina and those kind of playmakers on the ball more central as an answer here.
And Beck Mackey blows her whistle, and that is the end of the first half. We've seen goals from that woman on screen, Michelle Heyman and Nikki Flannery. Just massive moments here for Canberra United. They are leading the league leaders at the halftime break. And at halftime, it is Canberra United 2, Melbourne City 0. And a quick look to the highlights so far.
And it's a great ball forward by Tegan Bertolicio there. Michelle Heyman uses her body so well. Otto and Stott both over-committing, and you can see the maturity and experience of Michelle Heyman with the finish. She gets her head up. There's an oncoming Barbieri. She almost fakes the shot and then is very clinical in the front third with that, putting that bottom corner.
And just a massive moment there for Michelle Heyman.
And once again, Canberra United, it's a longer ball over the top into space. Sublime touch by Nikki Flannery. She gets her head up. She picks out Heyman, who's able to get a little bit of a touch to it. And Stanic Floody, the composure. You're going to back this kid 9 times out of 10 in this moment. She's technically excellent and really nice little finish.
A massive moment for the young player. And a quick look to the stats that have made up this game so far. Of course, you know, seeing those 2 goals in action. But it has been City everywhere else, has it not? 70% possession, 8 shots to 5. Only 2 on target, though. And those passes, 311 to 127. Still sitting high for the passing accuracy as well.
Not surprised by these statistics. It's about being clinical in that front third and making the most of your opportunities. And Canberra United have executed a game plan and been clinical with it this first half.
And so that is all there is at the moment for this first half of football, but plenty more action to come. We'll be right after this halftime break.
official Canberra United flag ready. It's time to start waving your flag to win a Canberra United away jersey. Let's get waving. I can see some people on the other side of the field with a good effort over there. Get those flags waving, we're still going. We have our winner. Congratulations, guys. May I please grab your name? You are the winner of a Canberra United away jersey for this season. What's your name? William. Lovely to meet you, William. Are you from Canberra? Sorry? Whereabouts in Canberra? Don't know. Father? Awesome. And can you give me your favourite Canberra United player? That's what we like to hear. Well done. Congratulations on winning your Canberra United away jersey.
welcome back to McCullough Park. It is, of course, Canberra United taking on Melbourne City, but maybe not the scoreline a lot of people were expecting coming into this game, because it is bottom of the table, Canberra leading top of the table, Melbourne City, 2-0. We'll have a quick look at the goals we saw in that first half.
Tegan Bertolicio, again, well-weighted pass forward to Heyman. She uses her body so well, and in terms of her touch across Otto there, and the oncoming Barbieri, left stranded, great clinical finish by Michelle Heyman.
And that's exactly what we've come to expect for her. Her 10th goal this season as well. Just so clinical in front of goal, really had no chance for Melissa Barbieri there.
You can see she gets her head up and she picks that opposite corner, and it's just a really well-struck Heyman goal. Similar for their second goal, longer ball forward. Flannery uses her pace and a very well-timed pass into a central area where you can see the oncoming Mary Stenich-Floody just gets on the end of a Heyman deflection there. The composure by Flannery to play this pass is exceptional, and for young Stenich-Floody, she just finds that bottom corner, and you can see what it means to her in scoring this goal.
And a quick comparison of some of the players we've been seeing in this game so far. Of course, Michelle Heyman, goal scorer, compared to Hannah Wilkinson, the football fan. One goal to Heyman, just the one shot so far, but 5 duels won as well. Michelle Heyman really does add that physical presence to her play.
Her work rate off the ball has been excellent today for Canberra United. We know that they've come out and it's a disciplined performance in terms of their sitting in this deeper block, but her timing and the moments she's looking to get a foot in and put pressure on, that's why these duels won are so high for her.
A substitution at halftime as well. Naomi Chinema coming off for Melbourne City. Tian McKenna coming on, of course, the sister of Letitia McKenna, who's already on the pitch.
Yes, born and bred Perth player, Tian. Great to see her getting some match minutes today, and she'll just bring an added level of composure in this back line with some of her passing ranges.
So Canberra get us underway. But Alicia, so young, always so keen to take on players wherever she can. Tiana McKenna already getting her first touch in this game. Start asking for some support from Ross Barkin. Boots it long over the top, but Bertolicio really has to look a fair way back to see any imposing player. A little touch from Stenich-Floody back to Bertolicio. Jackson using her body to hold up the ball. Goes down the line, and Milivojevic ends back in the bench almost from the shove, but all's fair in football.
Oh, I think great use of her body by Otto. I'm not sure what they're sort of asking for there. Really good defending.
Policina now pressing forward. Last time these two teams faced each other, City were able to score inside the first 90 seconds, or win a penalty in the first 90 seconds and score off that. Rihanna Policina slotted away 2 goals that day. But very different kind of game we're looking at the moment. Just confirmation of that sub with McKenna coming on and Chinema retiring for the game. Ball over the top, Mackenzie just follows it through, make sure it lands to the feet of her keeper. So, quick look at the numbers at the moment. Jackson pushing forward. Bertolicio just ends up in the side netting. Goal kick now for City. But an interesting statistic to think about is Melbourne City, when they're down at half-time, they have 1 win, 1 draw, no losses. So they could be coming back from here.
I definitely have the quality to come back, and it's just about having a little bit more composure in that decision-making in that front third for Melbourne City, and there's a sublime amount of talent to come off the bench. We've seen the addition of McKenna, but you've got Briley Henry, who could have excellent game impact. You've got young Myers, Davidson as well, who all can be really positive plays in the front third.
And outside of those changes, anything tactically that you would think City would benefit in this game?
I think they do need to use the width a lot more, and I don't think they're breaking out. They've got a box midfield at the moment. I don't think those players are breaking out into midfield areas as quick as Melbourne City would like. I do think that's something that can improve, as well as the ball speed. I get that Canberra is sitting in quite deep, but they just need to move the ball quicker. 1-2 touch football.
Goes back in to Hughes. City now looking to switch up play. Again, that experienced maturity in the way that Canberra play at times. It feels like that's how they're able to win back ball, using some experienced heads.
This is one of those moments where I think Stott can be moving the ball quicker, just bouncing things off and looking for players in between lines here. They're not really moving their opponent by playing those shorter passes across the back line.
Now Ekic with a bit more speed, and Bertolicio, youngster, using her body well. Hughes taps onto Polisina. McKenna. Garlich standing over the ball. A little bit of interplay, but Sasha Grove coming up with possession once more. Hughes running over the top of her. And Hughes really with a point to prove against her former team today.
Yeah, amongst being a tidy technician, Laura Hughes, she doesn't mind getting stuck in. And it's what you want in some of your more defensive midfielders as well. At times, a little bit too tenacious, but look, it's the mentality and the work rate and the mindset that's required for a defensive centre midfielder at times, Georgia.
Garlich heads it back into play. Able to keep it in. And quick look to the fouls. 5 to City, just 2 to Canberra. These are two of the more clean teams that we see in terms of Canberra winning the Fair Play Award quite frequently. A lot of pressure there from Heyman. Jackson able to bring it down, but touch evades her just slightly.
And this is a moment City need to break it at speed. It's these transition moments as well when Canberra aren't organised and don't have numbers behind the ball. They really need to make the most of the space available.
Clough back to Lincoln. Lots of pressure from City players. And look into that final third entries. 43 for City, 26 from Canberra. But just unable to have that potential final clinical finish. Is that what they're missing here?
Yeah, that and the final pass. Some decision-making errors at times is costing Melbourne City in this front third.
Middle of the park getting quite the workout at the moment. Of course, there will be 2 drinks breaks in this second half, as we saw in the first half as well. So opportunities for momentum to shift on either side of that break potentially.
Yeah, and drinks breaks are needed, but definitely something that'll work against Melbourne City. They want the ball in play.
And here comes Milivojevic, but the flag is up. First saw the ball in the end.
And I don't think Maggie Price is wrong there. I think in terms of Milivojevic, she has to look across that line and be aware of the back three there for Melbourne City stepping up and making her offside.
McKenna to Garlich, acres of space to herself. Garlich crosses it in, but cleared by Clough. Chance was on for Melbourne City. Jackson from the ground. Start pushing forward. What can she do here? Sasha Grove paying close attention to her. Patience being shown by City once more. Intended shot there from Policina, but doesn't trouble Chloe Lincoln. The score stays as it is. City haven't lost to Melbourne City since the 3rd of March 2021. It's been quite some time. It's been some dominance from City in this fixture. Of course, acres of time. Ekic now. Wilkinson rising, but Lincoln standing tall once more.
Yeah, well taken by Chloe Lincoln, and again, I think another dimension this young goalkeeper's added to her game and improved on this season is her cross-taking. She's got good aerial presence. You can see she comes out and collects that with ease.
McKenna to Ekic. Grove trying to get the goal kick, but will be another corner to City. Those stats just keep piling up for them in their favour.
You can see Ekic, she's got her head up. She's looking for those central options, and Wilkinson is well positioned, but the bravery of Chloe Lincoln, she comes out, she's on the front foot, and that's easy pickings for her.
High ball in, Wilkinson up for the header, falls to the feet of Galich, but Canberra able to clear when it matters. City retain possession, but the touch from Hughes just too far wide for West. Stop was. Belizio creeping up the line. Looks like the throw will be retaken because it never entered the pitch in the first place. Negov Popovic, what do you think he was saying to his players at halftime?
I think Canberra United have come out and they've executed their game plan really well. So I'm sure there would have been a lot of positivity. They need to remain defensively disciplined. We know what City are capable of at any given moment, and just continue to try and play positive football when they are in possession.
City involving Barbieri to help play it out from the back. Smart by Clark to just on the back foot, retain a balance, stop the ball. Coach Melbourne City, Dario Vidosic, came in at the start of last season, technically coached now 2 full seasons, but this is his first full pre-season under his reign here as well. Head on from Galich. A foot race between 2 such experienced players, and Flannery squares it back. Hughes stops the ball for Milivojevic, but she's still chasing on McKenna. And that could have been a really dangerous opportunity for Canberra in that moment.
And that's just a reckless pass in that moment by the Melbourne City defender. It's into a central area, and you can see somebody like Flannery, who's got such explosive speed. She's able to intercept, and something that Melbourne City are not going to be happy about in that back third with some of their build-up. Those no-look passes. And you can see it on screen here, maybe a little bit of miscommunication between Stott's understanding of the depth of support Barbieri is providing. It's a long pass. It's such a high-risk manoeuvre in that moment.
Flicked on, but to the feet of Ross Barkin instead, so City back into attack mode. Policina. Hughes now. Still had her arm up, indicating the run was on. Sparkin almost walking with the ball. Ekic now out wide, keeps it in. Now Polisena. McKenna squares it back to her sister. High delivery, but are they looking for Wilkinson in that moment for that height, that tall person in the box?
Definitely looking for a central runner, or that ball was actually delivered into the back post space, where there's a bit in that with the decision making of McKenna delivering, but also young Garlich actually being a little bit more proactive and timing her run well, so she isn't too narrow and she can arrive in that back post space when the delivery comes in.
Otto. And just out wide. Saw so much quick play at the start of this game from City, but now it's just that passing just going a little bit too far out from where the player actually is.
Definitely forcing some of their passes, and that's what comes with being a little bit of frustration in their game right now.
Milivojevic now on the run. Ball stolen away from Stott. And the foot race is on. You can see the Canberra players, the way they have that speed.
Probably definitely a good example of a bit of a rush pass by Stott. Better alternative is to find a Wilkinson's feed in that moment.
Ball over the top to Bertolicio. She judges the bounce. Spots the run of Jackson, but City dispatch with it deep into the crowd, much to the applause of the fans. Jackson takes the time to make a decision what to go for next. Stanish Floody out wide. Almost wrong footing. Flannery there. Milivojevic, the tap is on. Play continues. McKenna. She is in for the fight. Grove using some fancy feet to keep her run of play on. City win back possession. Where's Polisena? Out wide to Wilkinson. But we're into the double digits for corners now for Melbourne City.
And Canberra United are sound defensively in that moment. You can see they show Wilkinson wide. They've got recovery runs being made by Cloth and Bertolicio in really good positions, making it, you can see Bertolicio now, she checks and she's aware of where Garlich is. Very well organised Canberra United in these transition moments.
Polisena. High delivery we've come to expect. Heyman, the first to her head, falls to the feet of Garlich. McKenna out wide, winding up his start, but well into the stands it goes. Looks like it even exits the stadium in the end.
And some desperate defending by Canberra United from the defensive corner. You can see they've got numbers behind the ball. They're attempting to make first and second contact there. And this is a team right now that are 2 goals ahead and are going to do everything they can to keep it that way by remaining defensively sound.
And when you see Michelle Heyman rising in the box like that after a corner, you really think the ball's got to go in. But she's been very solid for her team defensively as well as we enter this first drinks break of the second half. It is, of course, 31 degrees in Canberra at the moment. It always feels hotter in Canberra, I always think, compared to other places. So very important that phonetically we look after our players here.
Oh, these drinks breaks are an absolute. If we look at all the games across the weekend, I was out at Cooper Stadium yesterday, and very, very warm there, where the drinks breaks are necessary for the players' well-being, but it's also a good opportunity for some of the coaches to get some additional tactical information into their playing group in this moment, and you can see both squads just receiving some information from the technical staff.
Yeah, you can see Njegoš Popovic talking to his defenders here, but then Dario Vidicic talking to his attackers. Really emblematic of the game that we're having at the moment.
Definitely a reflection of the game, with Melbourne City controlling most of the play with the football. And again, I think Vidicic he's going to want the ball speed to increase. He's going to want certain individuals on the ball more often in dangerous areas. For all the quality of Rihanna Policina and Daniela Garlich at the moment, they are being starved of the football at the moment, and those two are players that can definitely change this game for City.
We ran to the pitch, everyone well hydrated in these conditions. Lincoln to get us back underway. Sanish Floody in the end to take the goal kick. Some confusion, creating some havoc. We do talk about this league, the Liberty A-League, being the Chaos League. Obviously the scoreline is quite chaotic at the moment. Anything really can happen here, especially considering how close it is at the moment. Talking about Canberra being league leaders, they're on 29 points, 3 clear at the moment. But obviously a lot can change. Western United won against them last week. They're currently in second, so anyone's game this season.
Oh, anything can happen at any point in the dub, Georgia. And in terms of Canberra United, I just think that they're one of the league leaders in executing a counter-attacking style. They do it very, very well. They're just clinical in those moments, and you can see today with that game plan, it has them 2 goals up against the top of the table side.
And interestingly enough, this period of time is 15 minutes. We're currently in 60 to 75 minutes. City have conceded a third of their goals in this 15-minute period, so this is where they'll really need to be sure on their defence. Offside is the call in the end, and City, so Canberra will look to build out from the back. So 3 offsides for City, 2 for Canberra. We saw a couple early on that first half. Been taking some for a while for City. Milivojevic over the top to Jackson. Devin Jackson, the Kiwi, dancing towards goal. And just over the top. Probably the best chance we've seen so far from Canberra in the second half.
Canberra do really well to break forward at speed there, and Devin Jackson obviously finds herself in the 18-yard box. In terms of her decision-making there, I think she does continue to try and drive end line. Tough angle. Barbieri had that near post covered quite well, and you'll see on the replay, great touch inside there. Ross Becken, she's low, she's side on as a defender. Barbieri's got that near post covered, as I've mentioned. Tough angle.
Again, Canberra able to break with such speed. Anytime they win that ball back and there's acres of space in them, there's a real opportunity for them. Otto. Well, look at the passes, 362 accurate passes. That's over double what Canberra has put out today so far. It again speaks to the amount of possession Melbourne City have been holding in this game.
It does, and it speaks to the technical quality of the Melbourne City players in possession. We know that they've got a certain way of playing. We know that players are recruited that fit that system, so I wouldn't expect anything less in terms of pass accuracy from this group.
And talking about players being selected, of course, you know, McNamara out injured very unfortunately for football as a whole, but also Torpy now gone. Julia Grosso, their player of the year, out injured. Ekic just on the ball here, was out suspended last week as well. So there's been a lot of selection headaches for Dario Vidicic, so to speak, in terms of a lot of player movement in and out of this squad.
Yeah, I think that has it. And like any squad, teams have the opportunity to sign maximum numbers on their roster. And there's some great youth players out there trading with these different sides to, at times, add value. As we've seen in this team and other teams, people have come in late and really stood up.
And that ball in for McKenna in the end troubles Chloe Lincoln not much at all. Milivojevic looking for the through pass into Flannery. She's got the foot speed to get there. She's got the touch to keep it in. Jackson looking for a second goal of the season instead to Milivojevic. Milivojevic just couldn't get there fast enough, and Barbieri came out to collect.
Barbieri, she's on the front foot there. She's accelerated off her line quite well, and it's just a good example of a keeper who's marshalling the space in behind her back four quite well in that moment.
Quick look to the chances we've seen so far this game.
Once again, you see Chloe Lincoln at the other end. She comes off her line quite well. And at this end, Barbieri, she just closes the angle down well. Some good goalkeeping in both 18-yard boxes right now.
And you spoke about pre-game that we're going to see end-to-end stuff, and that was end-to-end stuff. We saw a chance at one end, a chance at the other. Nothing too dangerous yet. You know, if you're an XG believer, I'm not sure if that's adding too much to that tally, but still, the teams are both pressing forward to make their mark in this game. Start smothered by Grove. Clough. Wilkinson. Now Garlich. And the tackle there from Grove, and it's going to be a free kick right on the edge of the box. Don't really see Sasha Grove give too many of those away in dangerous positions.
Definitely something Sasha Grove's improved on as the season's gone on. I think a little bit clumsy there by Grove with her recovery, and she's in a good position just to stay on her feet. She doesn't need to make contact with Garlich in that moment. She just needs to get side on, stay low, and not engage. Garlich was actually going towards the end line there, and she had defensive cover in Clough, as you can see.
Policina and Ekic standing over the ball, two players that you would feel comfortable in a dead ball situation with.
Absolutely comfortable with Rihanna Policina, especially the techers she possesses.
Amina Ekic, long delivery, but wide in the end.
Yeah, no, I think it should have been Policina on her right foot, an in-swinger there.
So, have a look at that shot.
You can see it again. She's taking it with her left foot, and again targeting that near far post zone, with Wilkinson.
Flannery kicking out wide to Grove, releases it in for Milivojevic, but straddles the wrong end of the line. Looks like there will be a substitution, so break and play here. So in the end, substitution not going ahead. So we continue on with play. Clark doing well to break free of that sandwich. Advantage paid. Grove to Flannery. The crowd is on their feet. And Milivojevic, she went for power.
Definitely a squandered opportunity by Milivojevic. The decision-making by Flannery, which has been excellent this match, to cut the ball back and find Milivojevic in that moment. She has to have more composure, whether she changes feet and finishes with her left foot. For me, the quality of player Milivojevic is, she has to be better with that.
It looks like we will be getting substitutions now. So Briley Henry making her way onto the pitch, a real attacking-minded player as well.
Enormous attacking mindset, and I'm interested to see what Briley can do with the remaining time. She's super direct, she brings great energy, and if she can get in goal-scoring positions, she can be a point of difference in this match.
Yet to call to score this season, but this appearance is her 50th appearance in the Liberty A-League, so massive opportunity for the youngster as well to rack up those appearances. Henry now on the ball. Grove just coming through to use her body to win it back.
And that recovery run by Sasha Grove, the initial individual defending poor, but the recovery...
And Michelle Heyman with an opportunity now, goes back to Jackson. Lays it off for Heyman once more. Heyman looking for that run in. And it's a well-worked team goal from Canberra United. And oh my goodness, they're up by 3.
It's a fantastic team goal by Canberra United, and it started with Grove's intervention with her recovery run. Good build-up, numbers forward, excellent decision-making in the front third to square the ball, as we'll see on the replay, and a well-deserved goal.
Nikki Flannery, she's done so much in this game. She has done so much hard work, but that build-up from Grove...
Oh, superb. It's a positive ball forward into space for an attacking run by Heyman. You can see Stott, she gets her foot in, she does what she cares in that moment, but Canberra just have numbers forward, and the clinicalness of Nikki Flannery in that moment to slot that ball. She's probably just made a 50-60 metre forward run, and she's an explosive player. You can see she goes to the ground with relief before celebrating with her teammates after that effort.
5 Melbourne City defenders in amongst between the camp players and the goal, and they're still able to get there. Looks like we will be seeing our first substitutions for the game. So Devon Jackson didn't get on the score sheet today, but really valuable contributions, especially towards that third goal.
Definitely has been an integral part of the Canberra United midfield today. She just does the simple things really well, Jackson, and keeps the midfield ticking over.
And the goal scorer, Nikki Flannery, making her final mark of the game with a final kick, gets on the score sheet.
And both additions to this match in Nathan and Christopherson are exciting young players, and they're actually just going to bring another level of energy there. Christopherson in particular is very explosive, and Nathan's an attacking-minded player. So great subs by Canberra United at this point.
So 3-0 as it stands. Opportunity for Canberra to get a win against Melbourne City for the first time since the 1st of March 2021. It's been quite some time since I've had a victor against the Sky Blue. Young Ruby Nathan, who also came on to the pitch in that substitution, has been called up to the football ferns as well. Will go for their Olympic qualifiers in Samoa, as has Hannah Wilkinson and Natasha Stott, we've spoken about previously, but also good for a young player like her to get some valuable international minutes.
Oh, superb, and it's a knock-on effect of a youth player getting good quality A-League minutes this season with Canberra United. She brings so much positivity. I think she's got a really bright future as an attacking player.
Ekic. Looking for Henry. Back of play, Bertolicio laid out flat on the ground. We're approaching our final drinks break of the game any moment now. You'd think after the next break in play, but Here comes Kira Myers, has also come onto the pitch, youngster as well. Myers. To Wilkinson. Now Hughes. Stott doing everything she can to stop Sophia Christensen. McKenna. Christopherson now on that battle. McKenna, fresh legs, making so much of difference in such a hot conditions here in Canberra. Sanish Floody had her arm up for the offside, and it is called in the end. And we will be heading for those drink breaks. Really crucial final 15 minutes of regular time to go. What do you think Dario Vidicic might be saying to his players now?
Yeah, really important time for Melbourne City. He'll be obviously bringing them in and looking to regroup. In terms of controlling the game with the ball, yes, Melbourne City are, but they're getting caught out in these counter-attacking moments. So in terms of protecting space when they have the ball, they've got to be organising and making sure that players in dangerous positions, should there be a counter-attack, aren't to the ball first, and there's space that's being protected. And you can just see on the replay there some highlights of Sasha Grove and the game impact she is having. Defensively, she's growing into a really sound player, and whether she's in the front third, middle third or back third, the decision making is improving there, again purely based on higher match minutes at this level and good opportunities in our Liberty A-League.
Absolutely, and as coach of Young Matildas, you know, Asian Cup coming up, obviously not going to ask specifically about selections, but in your previous experience with her, you've used her as a wing back as well, so she can move forward up the pitch and create some great chances.
Correct, she's a versatile player. She can be utilised on the left or right side like a lot of our youth players coming through are, which is exciting and a credit to our development pathways that are developing more so both-footed players across the country.
Quick look at the stats as well. Spoken about quite heavily, 1st of March 2021, last time Canberra won against Melbourne City, but it's also the last time they're able to score at home to City. So it's been a while between home scoring opportunities. So massive moment here. Of course, they drew 1 year ago when they played, which was actually at this venue on this date as well.
It's an enormous match for Canberra United today, should the scoreline stay as it is, for them to be playing at home, given their history, and I'm sure all the other teams watching that are close to Melbourne City are loving this result right now.
It blows the league wide open. They're really anyone's game, and this more or less gives Canberra an opportunity to still be in that contention final. So Nikki Flannery spoke midweek saying, you know, there's 27 points up for grabs for the remainder of the season. That's still plenty of opportunity.
Extremely close, and that's what makes every single game in the dub so exciting, Georgia.
And another substitution at that break as well. So Carly Rasparskin coming off and Leah Davidson coming on. So a defensive change there for Melbourne City. And also confirmation of the change beforehand with Kira Myers coming on and Galich coming off. And also Letitia McKenna coming off and Briley Henry coming on. So lots of changes. We've seen pretty much everyone be used except for Sophia Farley, the backup keeper for Melbourne City at this point in time. So everyone's on the pitch that can come onto the pitch as an outfield player for Melbourne City. What can these fresh legs do? Myers, lovely ball in. Opportunity there and just goes begging for Rihanna Policina.
And that's a really clever little reverse pass by the junior Matilda, Kira Myers. Very, very intelligent in terms of above her years with some of her vision and technical ability.
And Vesna Milivojevic will have to wait another week before she adds to her goal-scoring tally. At the moment, Michelle Heyman stands above everyone else on those 10 goals. Milivojevic on 9, and an experienced campaigner in Cote Rojas coming onto the pitch.
Clever player in Rojas who's coming onto the pitch. She's a dribbler, great football IQ, and I'm interested to see what she brings for the remainder of this game.
Ruby Nathan looking for that chase. Davidson winning the ball back. Christensen out wide to Heyman. Clough. Now Otto, lots of possession changing back and forth. Otto trying to release the run of Wilkinson, but the ball just too speedy for her to get to.
Right idea by Otto. She's attacking space. It's just the weight of that final pass that's letting her and her teammates down right now.
So, as it stands, talking about quite heavily about this ladder, but Canberra, there's only 3 points between the top teams at the moment, which is so close in this point in the season as well.
Extremely tight and exciting period ahead for all the teams in the league to see who's going to finish in this top 6, this top 3, and take home both the premiership as well as eventually the grand final.
Yeah, Melbourne City sitting on 29 points, Western United 26, Sydney 26. So very, very tight here in the Liberty A-League. And of course, Canberra, this win could potentially put them at 13 points, just 1 point away from Adelaide, who are on a bit of a hot streak at the moment after winning 2 games in a row.
Tight at the other end as well, Georgia.
Polisina's ball. Heyman, the one to get underneath it. 11 corners for City, none for Canberra so far. But long ball hoofed down, and the chase is on there from from Sophia Christensen rather. Free kick conceded there by Briley Henry. Canberra in no rush at this point in time to get the ball moving. They'll let Lincoln take the free. She'll gain some valuable meters as well. Look at the tackles, 20 to Canberra, 9 to City. Massive difference in how ball is being won back in the centre of the pitch.
And it's what you'd expect when City are controlling the game with the ball. Obviously, there's going to be more duels for Canberra.
Sneaky little flick on there from Myers. Canberra win back the ball for the throw. Again. Bertolicio. So, as it stands at the moment, Leah, what have you made of this Canberra performance so far in the game?
Oh, I think it's been a terrific performance today. I think they've come in with a clear game plan. They've been super disciplined defensively, clinical in the moments. They have created opportunities, and again, I know they haven't controlled the game with the ball, but if we look at this as a standalone kind of counter-attacking setup, it's been textbook by Canberra United today.
And Sophia Christensen goes on to the book. First yellow of the game. Much to be expected by the two teams really at the bottom of the foul and yellow counts in terms of how clean it's been. Ekic looking to break through. Canberra not giving her enough space to even attempt a shot. Grove to the feet of Rojas. Nathan has to track back to follow the flight of the ball. Myers trying to close her down. Spanish Bloody looking for some support, finds it in Clark. Now, the energy seems to be lifting here for Canberra, even if they are moving it back and forth. Just now taking a moment to stay composed rather than try and push forward with urgency and rash decision-making. Stott. Out wide to Davidson. The support in Myers out wide. The weight of the ball just too far for her. So shots on target, 5 for Canberra, 3 for City.
And all Canberra United have needed is 3 of those goals to go in. We know today is Barbieri's first start. Previously, we've seen Prue between the sticks.
Policina. Now just being forced out wide by Bertolicio. In the head of Davidson, but not really out of danger yet here. City still trying to press forward. Hughes. Back to start now. They'll take a moment to reassess and compose. A ball out wide to Davidson this time. But Alicio, and just the composure from the defenders here.
Really good defending. You can see Bertolicio, she's mindful not to foul in that moment, and the defensive cover provided by Clark. She's an experienced defender. Her positioning is, 9 times out of 10 good. Now it's just about not giving away that corner if you can in that moment.
Low delivery from Ekic. Davidson, will she go for the shot? And headed just over the bar from Henry. Still searching for her first goal of the season. It was a great curling effort there from Davidson.
It was an excellent delivery by Davidson. She's technically sound, and it's great to see her come into this game a little bit later, which she'll provide that kind of service.
Michelle Heyman coming off to a great round of applause. 10 goals now for the season.
Yeah, she's been super clean this match. When she's had to step up and finish these chances, she's been clinical, she's had a cool head, and I think it's been a good outing for Michelle Heyman at McKellar Park today.
What more could you want as a Canberra United fan? Of course, still football to come in this game. We never know what happens. This is the Liberty A-League. It is the Chaos League for a reason, but what a performance this could end up being in the terms of the season for Canberra. Holly Murray gets onto the pitch and really involved. Ekic. Trying to find Wilkinson. Clough. Trying to just lets it go out for a corner in the end, and City keep just racking up those corners. And there will be 6 minutes of time added on this game, so plenty of opportunity for either team to score.
I think the challenge for this Canberra United squad right now as a young team is, can they close this game out with a shutout?
They haven't been able to achieve that so far this season, and they cut and almost in that moment, and it's bundled in by Otto. A massive moment for Melbourne City. They pin one back. So Melbourne City back in this game.
And we still have 5 or so minutes left, Georgia. Canberra aren't going to be happy with conceding, and we'll see on the replay again, players like Otto, players like Wilkinson, they need to be marked touch tight. You can see the delivery comes in. Wilkinson makes first contact. Otto's completely free. Tegan Bertolicio, the first contact she makes to save the initial one off the line is superb, but Otto remained unmarked on 2 occasions there.
And Otto gets her first goal of the Liberty A-League season. Her first since she's joined this team. But I saw exactly a year ago, 4th of February 2023, a 3-3 draw between these two teams. Would it be possible in the remaining minutes? But Canberra unable to keep their shutout dreams alive and able to keep a clean sheet, but does look like Beck Mackey is asking the play to continue on. Of course, City playing Sydney next week in a top-of-the-ladder clash, and without Wilkinson, without Stott, of course, losing their keeper in Prue and Tolpe now as well. Quite a few changes from this week to next.
Oh, definitely some exciting weeks of matches ahead in the dub for us.
Grove getting a foot in where it matters. Stanage Floody out wide, and Rojas is there with the run. Cote Rojas whips it in. Stanage Floody to the back of the foot, but the first corner of the game from Canberra is coming to us in the 93rd minute.
And Canberra aren't going to be in any rush to take this set piece. There's, potentially 3 minutes of the match left. You can see that with Rojas there, she's looking to go end line, and in terms of the delivery, excellent recovery run by Laura Hughes to track Stanage Floody, who's come from deep in the midfield with that run.
They play the short, looking to Stanage Floody is just trying to hold up the play where she can, force the throw in, but goes the way of City. City keen to get things underway. Davidson. Now Wilkinson. Little ball in from Myers, and strong defensive challenge there from Alex McKenzie. So, finds Henry. Bit of aerial football at play here. McKenna keeps it in play. Henry sandwiched in by the Canberra defenders. Clough looking for options, but dangerous ball back to Lincoln. She's able to clear it. The ever-present Hannah Wilkinson lurking. Murray. Just minutes and seconds ticking on down. Policina moves back into the corner there. Throw continues. Policina keeps it in, high ball delivery. Offside is the but City still look dangerous. They still look they really want to get back into this game regardless of the amount of time left.
And Lincoln, a bit of game management here. She's going to be in no rush, wind down the clock a little bit. And for Melbourne City, obviously a little bit frustrating. They want the ball in play, and they want one last opportunity to generate a closer scoreline here.
The free kick taken quickly. Myers acres of space. Bertolicio trying to shut it down, and Chloe Lincoln. Huge round of applause for her performance this afternoon. But just the plethora of talented youngsters we've got on this pitch as well. You know, Myers, not even a young Matilda or junior Matilda at this point in time. Heaps of very talented players for the future. Christopherson. Out wide to Rojas. And that is the final whistle from Beck Mackey, and a historic win. It's taken almost 4 years, but Canberra United, the bottom of the table team, they have won against the top of the table, high-flying Melbourne City. A monumental victory here at McKellar Park this afternoon.
Huge win and well-deserved. I think this Canberra United side, as I've touched on, they've executed a game plan today. They've come out and they've, in transition moments and against the run of play at times, really punished Melbourne City.
You can see hugs all around between former teammates. Of course, Cote Rojas was at Melbourne City last season, but a massive moment. Unable to get their first clean sheet of the season, but huge moment for Canberra United, and that is how it ends here at McKellar Park. It is Canberra United 3, Melbourne City 1.
And once again, you see Canberra United. It's a one-touch ball into space for Michelle Heyman from Tegan Bertolicio. Nikki Flannery, forward run to disrupt the back line. And in terms of the finish by Heyman, she wrong foots Barbieri a little bit there, who's done what she can to close that angle. And just a really